Hey, Kristin, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, buddy. How you going? You all right?
Yeah, good, good. Appreciate you jumping on this call and doing a video testimonial for us to share with
Cool,
other
man.
men. So, mate, just straight out of the gate, if you'd like to share with everybody, mate, how were you feeling and what were you struggling with when you first reached out to me?
Yeah, I love that. You've always straight out of the bloody gate asked the hard questions. Look, man, it was really coming out. It was obviously going through COVID was a catalyst because probably like a lot of other people, it just brought up a whole lot of shit. Being at home and there's all that uncertainty. So a big part of that uncertainty as well was also the corporate role that I was in. I had a pretty good feeling that I was going to lose that role as well. So I had that money pressure, had that buddy, being at home all the time and with my partner and my son, and I was just grumpy as hell,
Yeah.
and just didn't feel right. I felt really anxious, and I wasn't drinking to get drunk a lot. I think probably like a lot of people over COVID, but I was drinking consistently every day, and I knew there was a bit of a problem near the end of it when I was doing the sneaky beers. I'd pop out, take Buddy for a walk and go to the park, and I'd be having bloody beers at the park like a bloody homeless man. So I just sort of knew then that I just need to sort my shit out. And Mel and I weren't really talking about stuff either. Well, like I wasn't really sharing how I was feeling, how I was feeling. And I was just feeling anxious. Had this sort of big pit in my stomach and in my chest, and the longer it was going on, the more frustrated I was getting. So I've been following your content for about a year, and what I like about the content is you just straight up, there's no bullshit, and dealing with you and getting to know you, that's what it's been like the whole way through, and it's good because it's just getting away from the bullshit and getting on with the shit that really gets to the heart of it. And I saw that you'd done a testimonial with Glenn Marvin, and Glenn Marvin's a good contact of mine here, and I gave him a call, and it was funny because he said, he goes, after about 3 months, I don't know what they did, but goes, fucking hell, I feel so much better. And I had a bit of a laugh at that, and that's when I reached out to you, and that's when we started working together. And that was, it came out of COVID, it was probably about just over 3 months ago. And yeah, man, it's how I'm feeling now compared to what I was feeling then. Probably how I'm feeling now compared to how I've ever felt has been, it has been life-changing. So I haven't told you that, but it has been a little bit life-changing.
Brilliant. Well, while we're on that, do you just want to share your kind of experience going through the program and working with Tracy and I? Because we bring different elements to helping people evolve and transform, right? So how did you find it?
It's different. Different in a good way, because I guess you were both looking at quite different angles. The work that we did, I remember the first 2 sessions with you, and I said to you, I'm freaking out. I'm bloody anxious about this. And I was anxious about it because I knew I was going to be dealing with shit.
Yeah.
And the process itself, especially with you, was, working, really going into some really deep stuff, which is around my past when I was younger and all that. And it was a really interesting process because I just had so many light bulb moments. There's so many times where I was like, okay, this is why I'm doing this, because of this. So it was bloody, and it was quite enlightening.
Yeah.
And I could see my my sort of habits. I can see how I'd formed a lot of my habits and the relationships and all those sort of things. So it was really interesting going through that, and then obviously give me the tools to deal with that, and then to leave the shit in the past, and then to how I can sort of grow forward. Then working with Tracy, that was, as Glenn said, it goes, I don't know what Tracy did. It was a lot of woo-woo shit, but fuck, it's effective. And so her, Tracy's stuff has been more spiritual stuff, and whether you believe it or not, and I've always been, a bit spiritual, that itself has been, it's cleared a lot of things for me, because I know after every time you and I have had a session, after Tracy and I have had a session, shit starts happening for me. I guess the easiest way to explain it, rather than go, there's all this bloody woo-woo stuff and there's all this other spiritual stuff, is that things are happening. And when I say happening, I mean they're really happening. Like opportunities are flowing to me, my relationships are better, I feel happier. And it's not to say that I'm still having shitty days, because sometimes I do, but I sort of see it for what it is, and I focus on all the other stuff and all the good and all that.
So how have you opened up to the sort of work that Tracy's done? Like, how has it made you view the importance of our energy and connecting to our higher spiritual self and so forth?
I guess that's, for me, it's something that I've always been, that's always been a part of me. And I guess I believe that. And like I said, whether you believe it or not, there is a higher power, whether it's God or whatever it is, but it's really helped me align with what I already knew. So I guess deep down, what I've always known, I understand a lot more, and I understand how to access that, and I understand how to that just to be and go with things.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk you because somebody's doing his weeding.
That's cool. So what's life like now that you've just finished with me? I think you got one more session with Tracy before the end of the program. What's life like now compared to when you first began with us?
Mate, I have to say I am the happiest I've ever been. And as I said to you and Tracy quite a few times, I feel like I'm at the starting gate right now. Within my career, there's an abundance of opportunities. I'm very comfortable in my own space and doing things how I want to do it. And being a salesperson for so long, I've really hustled and grind and all that sort of stuff. I think the biggest thing I've learned from you guys, and especially Tracy, is that you don't have to do all that hustle. You don't have to do all that other stuff. If you're in the right place, then those opportunities will come to you. But you've got to, I think for me, I've just had to do that work to understand that. And with all the relationships that I have now, I know what I want. I've got the most clarity I've ever had in my life. I'm so focused at the moment. And like I said, I still feel like I'm in the starting gates, mate. Relationship-wise and relationship with my son, it's good, man. Like the other big thing that's come out of this process is I haven't had a drink. We're nearly 4 months now. That has been life-changing for me. It's not that I don't want to drink, but the more good things are happening in my life, the more I'm like, fuck, I don't want to have a drink because there's too much cool shit going on. There's the career's going really well. There's our niche network and the advisory group of people that I'm around now and that I'm learning from and that are helping grow our business. Then, just with mine and Mel's relationship, we're talking about stuff a lot more because a lot of the stuff we're talking about in the past was sort of surface level. So I've sort of, and a lot of the expectations that I wanted to have that I've always had with our relationship is that I think the biggest thing I've learned is my shit I'm putting onto her. Yeah. So the expectations, and that's been probably the biggest learning for me in our relationship is that I was thinking, well, she's not doing this, she's not doing that, but it was just my own shit. And you just keep putting the mirror up and going, just listen to what you're saying there. And I catch myself doing that now. And so with our relationship, that is, we're probably talking a good couple of years where I feel like we've been at a bit of a surface level. So now we're just talking real shit. And so I know it's a bit of a long-winded bloody answer to your question, but
no, it's good.
I feel like every area of my life has been a massive improvement. And, I'm really excited about the future. I've always been excited, but now, man, I see things happening. I'm making things happen. And again, with opportunities, the shit's just coming bloody left, right, and center, man. It's cool. The smiling face didn't really tell you, but it's been really interesting to process everything that's going on for me. And it's a good thing because there's the opportunities, there's the relationships, there's a whole lot of different dynamics that are all falling into place, and I sort of get it. I see what that direction is. And I'm being my authentic self in my relationships, within my business, and I'm just rolling the way that I want to roll, which is what I've always wanted to do in business. but I've always felt that I've had to conform to corporates. I've had to be a certain way. Whereas now, man, I just don't give a rat's ass. You know, I'll just roll how I want to roll and just do it authentically, but, you know, just create value in whatever I'm doing.
Beautiful. That kind of sums up why I call our program a holistic program, and looking at your whole being, mind, body, energy, soul. And when you deal with that, everything else just kind of becomes better, right?
Yeah.
Because we're better. So that's the whole energy thing.
Yeah. And the thing about it, you know, like you and I were talking about it earlier, like I've been doing stuff online for about 1.5 years, and probably more so in the last 6 months, I've been a lot more vulnerable on and just talking about real shit, because there was a good year when I'm doing a lot of the content, and who you're seeing online and how I was really feeling was two different people. And that's why now, like, even, you know, when I talk to friends, and I'll talk about the shit, because I know that a lot of mates and all that, a lot of guys are going through the same shit, and I want to talk about it because, you know, I guess as guys, you know, we have this bloody staunch and all that sort of stuff. Whereas now I just don't care. You either people judge it, then I know if somebody judges me or if they have a go or whatever, then that's their shit. It's not my shit. And I understand it, and it doesn't upset me.
Yeah.
But people that want to talk about it, and, you know, I don't force this shit down people's throats, but, you know, if an opportunity comes up to talk about it, like today, man, absolutely, because it's been good. It's been life.
It's important. It's
been
really important. Yeah, man, so important. And I'm glad that you are open and vulnerable, because so many men need it desperately, big time. So just in closing, what's your advice for any other businessmen, entrepreneurs, just men in general that are watching this video and considering whether they want to talk to me and potentially work with me and Tracy? What would you say? Mate,
if you just got shit going on, just have a chat. You know, there's nothing to lose, and, you know, absolutely everything to gain. And that's the first thing. I think it's, you know, you probably hear Alcoholics Anonymous is where, buddy, hi, my name's, you know, you just got to take that first step. You know, there's nothing wrong in talking about it. There's nothing wrong that, you know, you're not the only one to have shit going on. You know, we all experience it, some probably different levels than others. But talk about it. You know, we've had people that we've lost to suicide and all that. And I think the more you keep the shit to yourself, the harder it's going to get. And even if you don't reach out to, you know, you Greg, it's just reach out to somebody close to you and
100%
have a starting point. There's always got to be that starting point, because there's people that are there to help and there to listen, and just drop the bloody facade, drop the staunchness, ask for help, talk about it. So that's my advice, man. It's bloody, don't be scared to it.
Awesome, mate.
But just know when you work with you guys, you're gonna bring us some shit, but it's good. You know, yeah. It's a really good thing. It's a fucking great thing.
People have to be ready to do the work that Tracy and I do.
Yeah.
Because we go deep, right? We clear your demons. We work on all levels, and it's not superficial. It is. That's why it's transformational.
Yeah.
So
and it's hard. And it's actually hard to articulate what you both actually do, because there's so many different areas and angles and stuff that you guys are doing when we're sort of not there, if that sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's always stuff going on. And even though we've done the 3 months and working on this other program, like you and I will keep working together regardless, because there's too many good things to come out of this. There's too many other cool things to happen. So this is just sort of a continuation as far as I'm concerned.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mate, I really appreciate you having this call and sharing your journey, right? And being vulnerable and honest for other guys. So
cool, man. And I want to thank you and Tracy as well. Like, you know, from the bottom of my heart, for where I'm at today is, you know, working with you guys has been a big part of that. So it's just a big bloody full of gratitude for that. So thank you.
You're welcome, man. I love it. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro.
See you, mate.